Do these 8 things to him. Feeling ensnared in the midst of narcissistic turmoil. Do you yearn to give them a taste of their own medicine and disrupt their control? Well, you're in for a treat. Today, we're about to explore 8 actions that will send a narcissist spiraling into chaos. These unexpected reactions will leave these self-centered individuals utterly confounded. Before we plunge into the captivating details, don't forget to hit that all-important subscribe button and activate the notification bell. Why, you ask? Because I have a wealth of life-changing content in the pipeline, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single update. Now, a quick note of caution before we embark on this exhilarating journey. If the narcissist in your life has subjected you or anyone in your household to physical abuse, please discard any thoughts of these tips. Your top priority should be seeking assistance from your local domestic violence center. However, if this doesn't apply to your situation, get ready for these 8 astonishing strategies that will leave a narcissist in disarray. Are you prepared to witness their entitled and heartless egos unravel? Let's unite and watch them lose their composure completely. If you've found yourself entangled with a narcissist and are pondering how to give them a taste of their own medicine or push them to the brink of madness, this video is for you. Today, we'll explore 8 potent tactics to drive a narcissist to the edge. These are unexpected responses that will catch the narcissist off guard. But before we dive into the details, please ensure you've subscribed and turned on notifications so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. For those new to my channel, welcome. However, I must stress a crucial point. If the narcissist in your life has engaged in physical abuse towards you or others, I strongly discourage you from using the suggestions in this video. Instead, I urge you to seek support from your local domestic violence center. But if that doesn't apply to your situation, let's delve into these 8 tactics that will push the entitled and ruthless narcissist to the brink of insanity. Number 1. Refusing the Hoover. If you've endured the tumultuous journey of a toxic relationship, you're undoubtedly familiar with the dreaded devaluation phase, followed by the Hoover. The Hoover is the manipulative tactic the narcissist deploys to draw you back into their grasp, only to subject you to further mistreatment later on. Chances are you've weathered this cycle on numerous occasions in the past. But if you're determined to turn the tables on the narcissist, rejecting their Hoover will push them to the brink of madness. Up until now, they'd managed to manipulate their way through their sinister game, but your refusal disrupts their carefully orchestrated plan. After inflicting the chilling silent treatment on you or their new source, they'll inevitably attempt to hoover you back in, seeking emotional sustenance. Many may misinterpret this as a genuine display of remorse and a willingness to repair the relationship, but it's merely another calculated maneuver to ensnare you once more within their narcissistic web. Here's the twist. Rejecting their Hoover is an unexpected move that drives them utterly insane. Why would you decline their overtures? Their psychological manipulations hold no power over you any longer. You're impervious to their feigned remorse. By refusing the Hoover, you signal that you've transcended their cycle of emotional turmoil. Number 2. Rejecting triangulation. The primary weapon in a narcissist's arsenal for asserting control is making their target feel unattractive and undesired. This tactic often emerges when they become dissatisfied with the current state of the relationship, stumble upon a new source of supply, or successfully reinsert themselves into the picture through hoovering. They may declare that things aren't working out, or that they've found someone else, all while attempting to keep you entangled in their manipulative web. They might even spin a deceptive narrative about their desire to end things with a new partner, but claim they are unable to do so. This is where triangulation tactics come into play. They expertly pit you against others, forcing you to vie for their attention and affection. Consequently, you might alter your appearance or behavior in a futile attempt to become more appealing in their eyes. Nonetheless, as highlighted in prior videos, a narcissist places no significance on appearance, income, or education. Not even significant physical transformations will ever secure their genuine affection or maintain their sole interest in you. Consequently, when you uncover that the narcissist is seeking new targets or already engaging in an affair, declining to participate in their triangulation games and gracefully disengaging becomes the ultimate manifestation of power. The game is over, and they can move on to their next source of supply while you exit with your dignity intact. This refusal strips them of their control, leaving them tormented by the realization that they've lost their grip on you. Number 3. Shielding against emotional vulnerability. A common pitfall for victims of narcissistic abuse is the mistaken belief that the narcissist genuinely cares about their emotions and harbors remorse for their actions. Consequently, these victims become emotionally vulnerable, revealing their deepest fears, disappointments, and wounds to the narcissist. Little do they know, the narcissist is gathering this information for their personal gain, exploiting their cognitive empathy. Instead of genuinely empathizing with their victim, they leverage these vulnerabilities and wounds to perpetuate their abuse. They pinpoint the areas they know will inflict the most pain, all because their victim opened up about their weaknesses. To exacerbate matters, this ongoing emotional vulnerability makes it easier for the narcissist to hoover their victim back into their toxic clutches. They understand that after a heated argument, they can walk out of the room using the collected information to craft the perfect hoover. This underscores the significance of the first tip, rejecting their hoover. By doing so, you strip them of their power and demonstrate that their manipulative mind games have no sway over your emotions. Number 4. Stand firm in your clarity. Maintaining resolute clarity is a surefire method to unnerve a narcissist. Refuse to succumb to their gaslighting techniques. They will go to great lengths, including manipulating your emotions and memories, to retain control over you. Despite the allure of love bombing and cognitive empathy, it is nothing more than a calculated strategy to prevent you from thinking independently. Narcissists fear that you will recall life before their influence, and any inkling of autonomy on your part drives them to exasperation. Keeping a journal and confiding in a trusted confidant can be invaluable in discerning the illusions woven by the narcissist. Equipped with these resources, you can thwart their efforts to distort your reality and sow self-doubt in your intuition. Clinging steadfastly to your clarity is a source of frustration for the narcissist, and they will persistently strive to break you down. Nevertheless, by upholding your own sense of reality, you grant yourself the strength to counter their manipulations. Number 5. Unmask their deceptions. Revealing your awareness of the narcissist's manipulative tactics is an effective way to unsettle their composure. Commence with small gestures, like presenting tangible evidence of their questionable actions, such as text messages or articles about narcissism. You might even enlist an additional source of information to divulge the narcissist's wrongdoings. Yet these are merely preliminary steps. Truly conveying to the narcissist that their charade is over necessitates a different approach. You no longer need to furnish evidence of their gaslighting, infidelity, or deceit, as this has already been established. Instead, you manifest through your actions that you see through their facades. Decline to be ensnared in circular conversations or drawn into their narcissistic vortex. When they attempt to divert attention from their own behavior by revisiting past events or seek to manipulate you, simply disengage, or respond with an indifferent whatever to signal that their tactics no longer affect you. There's no need to explicitly inform them that you've deciphered their tactics. Let your actions convey this message more emphatically than words. Number 6. Refuse their gibberish. Brace yourself for a barrage of verbal abuse from the narcissist. They'll attempt to belittle and degrade you, labeling you as worthless, dull, and unappealing. All the while, they expect you to be thankful for their mere presence. This form of abuse can be mentally corrosive if you internalize their hurtful words. Nonetheless, there is a method to turn the tables on the narcissist. When they unleash their torrent of verbal abuse, opt not to engage. Do not shed tears, beg, or reveal any emotional response. In fact, you can take the high road and calmly exit the room, even mid-conversation. This unexpected reaction will disorient the narcissist and kindle their rage. Admittedly, they may persist with their verbal assault, striving to elicit a reaction. Yet, do not yield to their manipulations. Refuse to internalize their hateful comments and deprive them of the satisfaction of seeing you distressed. It's akin to employing the art of jiu-jitsu when dealing with narcissists. The unanticipated reversal will loosen their grip, signifying your genuine triumph. Number 7. Withhold your attention. Narcissists thrive on attention and admiration as if it were essential for their existence. They demand continuous validation from others to uphold their fragile self-esteem. They will deplete the energy of anyone in their proximity to keep their egos aflame. Negative attention is akin to a narcotic to them, nurturing their insatiable appetite while exploiting the trauma bond it forges to keep you ensnared. Nevertheless, silence carries more weight than words for a narcissist. Indifference is their Achilles heel. They would rather be loathed than disregarded. Being unseen or disregarded, especially by those they aim to control, is intolerable for them. Simply employing the grey rock technique won't suffice. The only effective option is absolute avoidance, severing all forms of contact. In scenarios where co-parenting or professional commitments necessitate interactions with a narcissist, adopting techniques for minimal adjusted contact is advised. Nonetheless, whenever possible, act as if they don't even exist. Block their means of communication, alter your email, and reject their efforts to hoover you back in. By denying them any form of recognition, you unravel their sanity. Remember, it's not about retribution or teaching them a lesson. It's about safeguarding yourself. Narcissists make you pay for the most trivial perceived offenses, so don't offer them the opportunity to inflict further harm. Number 8. Embrace transformation. In narcissistic relationships, the narcissist wields all the power. We might think that standing up to them involves shouting, arguing, or exposing their wrongdoings. However, by choosing to remain in this toxic dynamic, we inadvertently feed their ego and invite further abuse. To truly make a stand, we must follow the steps outlined in the previous 7 tips. Narcissists abhor change, particularly when they don't have control. Staying in a toxic relationship only perpetuates our bitterness and frustration. Embracing change is the key to liberation. If we persist in staying, no amount of evidence or confrontation will make a difference. Therefore, it's crucial to disrupt the pattern and introduce change. Whether they become enraged or deny their own faults is inconsequential. Merely defying their expectations is sufficient to send them into turmoil. Our ultimate goal is not to drive them insane, but to break free from their oppressive rule. Number 9. Sever the bonds. Losing a dependable source of supply is a narcissist's worst nightmare. However, attempting to outwit them, engage in disputes, or even inflict harm to their possessions only serves to perpetuate their manipulative game. We end up being depicted as the crazy ones, while they continue their mind games unscathed. The true path to regaining power lies in prioritizing our well-being and terminating the toxic relationship. Walking away is the ultimate humiliation for a narcissist, undeniable proof that they no longer hold sway over us. It serves as the most potent form of retribution, driving them to the verge of insanity. Though departing may elicit feelings of guilt or compassion, we must recognize that these emotions are merely the narcissist's voice reverberating in our minds. They will find other sources to sustain themselves. We are leaving for our own preservation, not out of malice or anger. Staying entangled with a narcissist leads to our own emotional and psychological demise. The only way to break the never-ending cycle is by choosing ourselves and implementing a strict no-contact policy. When a narcissist is about to lose you permanently, this is what they're going to do. Many of us have encountered regret at some point in our lives, that poignant feeling of sadness when we realize that our past actions or inactions have led to unfavorable outcomes. Regret is a potent emotion with the potential to adversely affect our mental well-being. In this discussion, we will explore whether narcissists genuinely experience regret when they lose someone. Before we can delve into this matter, it's essential to understand why people experience sorrow and whether they can authentically overcome it. Regret often originates from feelings of remorse or guilt, stemming from the recognition that we might have made different choices in the past. For some, regret serves as a compelling incentive to alter their conduct and make more constructive decisions in the future. Yet, for others, it can become a persistent source of anxiety and self-doubt. The ability to transcend regret often hinges on an individual's level of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. The question of whether narcissists genuinely mourn the loss of a loved one is a complex one. Narcissists are akin to predators in that they depend on the energy and resources of those around them for their own survival. They endeavor to conceal their predatory nature and project an image of invulnerability. However, beneath this facade, they are vacuous, sensitive, and insecure individuals. This is their genuine response to sorrow and loss. Narcissists differ from the rest of us in that they do not experience sorrow in the same way. They are incapable of comprehending the emotions of others or recognizing the impact of their actions on people. Their primary concern revolves around their own needs and desires, viewing others merely as a means to an end. Consequently, when they lose someone, they do not experience genuine feelings of regret or guilt, as they do not perceive that individual as a unique being with their own desires and emotions. Instead, a narcissist may employ apologies as a tactic to regain control over the person they've lost. In an attempt to regain dominance, they may endeavor to elicit sorrow or guilt in the individual, employing manipulative strategies. They may make false promises about change or resort to flattery and manipulation to win them back. Nevertheless, these "I'm sorry" gestures are not authentic, as they do not stem from genuine emotions of regret or guilt. In conclusion, the question of whether narcissists truly regret losing someone is a complex one. They do experience sorrow, but it differs from what we commonly understand as regret. It's natural to second-guess oneself after a setback, whether it's the end of a relationship, the loss of a job, or any other situation. However, this reflection often leaves us wishing we had taken different actions. Sadness might hold a distinct meaning for you, but for a narcissist, it's a selective perception. It's akin to gazing through a narrow aperture, wherein only the objects and individuals they consider valuable come into focus. Those who eagerly cater to the narcissist's false self are the sole entities granted value. If you bestowed upon them a significant amount of attention, financial resources, intimacy, or anything else they coveted. You were the preferred supply they sought to keep. However, not because they genuinely cared for you or wished to maintain a genuine friendship, but because you held utility and they couldn't find their desired provisions elsewhere. Hence, a narcissist's experience of sadness doesn't mirror your own. If they rue your absence, it's not because they cared for you, but rather because they've lost access to your utility and advantages. They lament not having a partner who would lavishly shower them with ceaseless affection and guilt them into fulfilling their desires. In their eyes, it's a loss of value and benefits, not a genuine emotional connection. In truth, a narcissist requires assistance, irrespective of its source. This makes it effortless for them to find a replacement for you, as long as the individual can gratify their desires. It's a realm devoid of genuine concern for others, marked by unadulterated egotism, solely focused on self-serving objectives. It epitomizes extreme selfishness. To put it simply, a narcissist does not experience remorse in the same manner as you. Even when they feign apologies, it's not because they genuinely feel remorse, guilt, or sadness. Rather, it's akin to saying, "I should have done or said something differently to retain this source of supply in my life because I was deriving benefits from it." If you've recently parted ways with a narcissist, they might endeavor to re-establish contact and offer apologetic phrases like, "I'm sorry, I had an epiphany, and God spoke to me last night. I realized my mistakes," etc. However, these efforts are designed to make you question yourself, feel inadequate, and relinquish your objectives. A narcissist's incapability of genuine remorse stems from their absence of moral values. We, as individuals, possess our own notions of what is right and wrong. It's imperative to understand that what you've been told is entirely distorted and contrived. Keep in mind that narcissists are solely concerned with their own interests. It's akin to how our moral compass guides our behavior, helping us differentiate between authenticity and deception. It teaches us about our actions, where we've erred, where we've succeeded, how to treat others, our limits, and what to fear. Such self-awareness is beyond a narcissist's reach. Even when they are treating you unjustly, their fixation on upholding a false image prevents them from caring about your well-being, and thus they don't experience genuine guilt. Lamenting the departure of someone who never truly appreciated you for your genuine self is unnecessary. They utilized you because they required your energy and resources. It's pivotal that survivors understand how these individuals fabricate falsehoods and what they can do to endure. I'd appreciate hearing your experiences with narcissists. Please share your stories in the comments. We can delve deeper into this topic in a future discussion. Until then, focus on your healing journey. Ultimately, narcissists may verbalize regret, but their version of regret differs from ours. Their absence of empathy prevents them from comprehending the harm their actions inflict on those close to them. When they lose someone, they don't feel sorrow or guilt because they view individuals as disposable tools. So, when a narcissist claims remorse, it's not genuine regret, but a deceptive ploy to regain control. They may regret the consequences of their actions, how it affects their own emotions, but this isn't authentic remorse. When involved in a relationship with a narcissist, it's crucial to recognize these red flags and not be deceived by them. If you found this video informative, please share your thoughts and questions below. We can continue the conversation until our next meeting. Have a wonderful day.